Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I hope you enjoyed our last season's finale. So here we are in the beginning of Act 2, or whatever you want to call it. It's a fun little D&D show we have. But we are calling this particular season, campaign, what have you, The Crow's Curtain Call. So without further ado, let's get ready for tonight's episode of The Crow's Curtain Call. Mordenkainen, the magical wizard of pure power, struck down his staff and an illusionary space dissipated. We arrived in the same cathedral, the Cathedral of St. Andrel in the Valachian town. The party was struck upon by a series of devils, also including the Lucian Petrovich, who transformed into a large bestial man with wings. A battle unfolded, and all of the devils were slain. But before the battle ended, Esmeralda took strikes at Thomas and began to try to kill him. Thomas died, experienced some sort of afterlife phenomenon, and came to with a change of heart, a series of differing ideas about what his future may hold. Stepping outside to see what had gone on, Strahd was waiting for him, and so he made a deal with him to protect his friends should he go along with the ride. He's stepping in the wagon, giving all of his items to his friends, leaving Esmeralda in the church as part of the deal. They went on. They got about 10 minutes outside of town before a ball of light erupted from the space, unknown what's going on as the party stares in the distance, recognizing what might have unfolded, seeing the wagon get enveloped in light. They are taken aback and instantly filled with the need to run in that direction as the people come out of the town and look into the nearby space. As I cut back, though, we arrive outside of Barovia, and we are in an alchemist shop with a feather on the front sign. We go in through the front doors, and we see a wall, a back wall that was once destroyed by a werewolf that is now done well by a stonemason. As you see, a man in many skills has clearly been dealing with this. A individual with goggles on his face, a long mask, a top hat. This individual we know as Frizz Cuckoo. He grabs a bag off the ground. Once he finishes, immediately steps out his own front door in the direction of the Barovian Valley. And as we know, he may get sucked within. But instead, we arrive back in Barovia. Again, the party members on their toes, all people who are there. Esmeralda staying in the church. We have Isek, we have Ismark, we have Gertruda, and Vasilka. The rest of the people have all fled, minus Mordenkainen, of course. I forgot about him. But everyone else has fled. So here we are. What do we do?
I don't think we had a sec.
Did you not have any Isek?
No,
Ismark, my bad. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So many I names.
So here we are now. It is the pitch black of night, minus the daylight coming out of the church. But we are...
And the ball of light that's
And
just
the ball of
exploded.
light has just dissipated. You're beginning to see smoke. People are coming out with lanterns and candles to head in that direction. What do you do?
You don't think that was...
Let's go.
All right.
All right, so you get a run. You get a head off in that direction. People are... beginning to whisper to one another, and it's just a high-tension situation. You're having to push your way through the crowd to actually get up to the front of what's going on over here. As you get closer, you can see the smoky trail of coming from the ground because of the people's lanterns. If you can imagine kind of like the silver lining of a cloud, but in this case, it is the orangish light peeling off of a dark black smoke. So go ahead and give me athletics checks to push your way through this crowd.
13.
20.
Okay, so catching yourself behind Shiv. Shiv begins to lead the group. This is important because Shiv, I'm going to need a perception check from you as the front.
8.
8. It's really hard to tell. I mean, you are one of the tallest people. I mean, you are probably the tallest person here, but you are looking
Slightly shorter than Duncan.
slightly shorter. But because you are in front of Duncan, it's obscuring his view. You are having difficulty seeing what is going on here. However, you are able to catch the glimpse of a half-exploded wagon. You see a dark black space within and smoke rising from it.
We'll stop short. Don't go too close.
all the people are like, what's going on? What's happening? And all the, so is there anything you guys do as you're beginning to like, kind of peel yourselves in the crowd? You get a view as well, Duncan.
Start saying just like to make way. We need to get, coming through. Like make a hole so we can get to the front.
Okay. You see, as you're beginning to push your way through, your passive perception high enough, Shiv, you notice that Ismark and Irina have not gone with you. They've taken the opportunity to turn off the beaten path, heading towards the Blue Water Inn. But Vasilka in plate mail is still alongside you, as well as the Mad Mage Mourning Kanan with a full head of hair and long beard, looking disheveled as usual.
Was that his carriage?
Yep.
What do you think happened? Someone attacked them?
I'd say there was an explosion
I can see that.
of light.
You begin to see Isek, who he's like, excuse me, move, and he like grabs a dude and like dang near pushes him to the side, like into another guy. Like if their heads could smash any harder, they would explode. And like they just like he's creating space rudely, beginning to swing his long arm, just like slapping people out of the way.
The fiery one?
What? Oh yeah, just his demonic arm, his like large moat. I mean, it's you see a man with one big arm. What do you assume? It's probably a demon arm, right? And so he pushes his way towards.
Or he's a bowler.
Well, he bowled his way through these pins and got to the front. And as he arrives towards the front, he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna need some help. Give me some light. And pulls over, and you see this individual with a lantern with like a lens on the inside, kind of shines in. And finally, you get a view. Make a perception check, both of you.
Dang it.
Ooh, nat 20.
15.
So what's the total?
I'm going to guess 24, 25?
22.
Ooh.
You see that you catch. If you remember the riding cloaks, they were like fancy.
Yeah.
There are two within that are still there. You see the silhouette of an individual on the left side that when you take a picture and you see the person's silhouette still in your vision, or when you imagine like bombs going off and like the remains of wherever their shadow was along the wall in like history books and stuff, when you see those explosions. Yeah. You see that along the wall, and sitting below is a riding cloak. And then in the seat where there should have been Thomas, if you remember getting him in, you just see nothing. You see just the riding cloak as well. Rahadin nowhere to be found, but some sort of a moment like that occurred.
Can we detect if like there's any remains of anyone, like any blood, or is it more just like they were just this evidence of them is there, but they're gone now?
You see, Isek is beginning to ruffle the things in the wagon. You're not close enough, or
Does he have a pokey stick?
he is using his arm. I think he just kind of sees it as a wasted object and moves stuff out of the way. Moves stuff out of the way and catches all of that, but you're not close enough to investigate. Unless you would like to invade on his investigation.
I'd like to invade on his investigation.
All right, you step forward. Go ahead and give me an investigation check while you do that.
He does know us.
I think I know where
18.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you begin to look and you see that there is no ashes, there's no clothing, there's no bodies, there's no paint, there's no whatever was in here was completely obliterated. And whatever obliterated it was sitting on the right side, because the right side of the wagon is just gone.
Which is where Thomas was.
You know Strahd enough to know that silhouette is Strahd's silhouette.
Because it's huge.
Because he's like 9 feet, 10 feet tall, and the front side would not have killed Rahadin. That's with your investigation check. You know that the explosion would not have killed Rahadin, the Dusk Elf protector of Strahd. So that's what you get. But as you're doing that, you do see Isek just like, boom, big arm checks you and pushes you back. Do you accept that or do you resist?
I just kind of grab it, not to like start a fight, but more just like, hey. And I say to him, I'm like, hey, do you see anything? What's going on?
The implication is you resist it.
Okay,
You resist
that's
the push?
well, I resist being pushed away.
Okay, so go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
Higher strength.
15.
You just barely beat me. And so you stop, and Isek looks at you and goes, "What are you doing? Get away. This is an investigation."
Aye, and it's my friend who is in this carriage.
Okay. He says, "I understand, but this is now a crime scene."
You're moving everything around. Not, not very clean crime scene.
He doesn't. I mean, there's no like. You can tell. Isek doesn't have a protocol.
Everything's perfect here.
So
just want a help.
He says, "You've helped enough in this town," and kind of goes back to like moving the debris, and clearly doesn't want your help in this moment. Sure. I don't know what it's not that he's like being different. It's just literally radiant energy just hit the fan, and so he's like, I don't, and so there's a lot of tension there.
It's got a little bit of stress.
Well, I go back to Shiv and I'm like, what do you think?
Well, what did you say happens to vampires when that happens?
Radiant light?
Like that.
I can't say. It feels good. Might even kill them.
Could, but didn't she say something about them dying outside of their coffins was...
Right.
Like, not good enough?
Right, he turned into a mist. But that doesn't explain everyone else. No one else is there. And I'm pretty sure Rahadin could have survived that blast.
He could have?
Based on where he was sitting.
Yeah. Well, I'd imagine if I was him, I wouldn't stick around.
But Thomas, the blast came from his side of the carriage.
Yeah.
You don't think?
I don't know if there's anything left to revivify. Revivify.
Well, if he's gone, at least he went out, giving the middle finger to Strahd.
It certainly appears that way.
Poor lad.
Vasilka takes like a handkerchief, and like wipes her eye. And if you remember, she got handed one by Thomas when you guys were in the back. She was in the back of the carriage with him when they were doing their like song bit, and she kind of like wipes her eye, and you see the little like TR on the bottom of it, and she tucks it back away.
Did he give that to you?
Yeah. She's like weeping for him.
Well, Isek's investigating.
Yeah.
I said get back, villager. Get away.
We should, I reckon we should go regroup. Let's head back to the inn.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. I think this one's over.
Christ, what a day.
Indeed.
Okay. We head on over back to the Blue Water Inn. I don't know why, but this should be nighttime. Yeah, there it is. Jacob! Throwback. Big ol' throwback.
Too early.
We'll get you. So, yeah, you guys head on back to the Blue Water Inn, and you head on to the front door, which is, of course, locked, and you knock, and you are greeted by an individual who recognizes you well.
The classic knock.
That's just normal sounds, I promise.
That's just Barovia.
It's just a scary place.
Barovia.
So you are greeted by someone who works here, not necessarily Rictavio. So just they open the door for you, and you are let in. You see on the inside. You see on the inside no one in the main area. You see a light on from the kitchen, some sort of a flickering of a candle, and then a candle lights going up the stairway that is normally the way that it is for people who would come in at a late evening normally, but he's just they leave them on.
So this is pretty business as usual.
This is pretty business as usual, but obviously there's no one in here. So it just means everybody's either asleep or they're in their own private quarters.
Gotcha.
There's no one out talking. Normally, obviously you guys have never come in here when someone wasn't talking, but in this case, there's just no one making conversation with each other here.
Yeah.
Shiv's gonna look over and say, I'm hesitant to make any assumptions, but I would say that Strahd may be a man of his word. So, even with Thomas's swift exit, we may still be able to sleep well tonight.
Yeah,
As well as we can, anyway.
Do we know for sure, though?
No. Do we ever?
Would you feel comfortable telling Esmeralda to step out of that church right now? Do we know he's gone?
I wouldn't feel comfortable telling her to step out of that church for completely undevil-related reasons.
You got that right.
I don't know what those reasons are yet, but we're about to find out.
What do we do? We're at the inn.
I think it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah. And I meant to kind of throw in there, like, Shiv. I was thinking about it. On
There
the
you
way.
go. There you go. There it is.
On the way back. And, Strahd must have missed it. Or, if it didn't kill him, because he's a tough bastard, maybe he took Thomas with him.
Maybe.
He might still be alive.
He could be.
So, just
One day.
food for thought.
One day we'll know.
All right, I'm going
But
to
not
bed.
tonight.
Yeah. Good night.
You guys look up at the upper balcony as Vasilka has already made her way up to the second floor, and is let herself in the room.
I'll tell Vasilka, don't forget to take that armor off before you don't go to sleep.
If amidst the emotion, if she could chuckle, she would. As you are heading back upstairs, the owl lands back on your shoulder. The white owl, snowy owl. And it kind of like, it gives you a look of just like confusion of like, why are we, it's nighttime. Like, why are we not outside? Like, this is a thing. I'm an owl. And so there's just a little bit of like, what? Like, why?
I'll open the window.
The owl stays on your shoulder.
I'll say, all right. Close it.
You get up into the room, and that empty bed hits a little harder. And you go over to the window, and you kind of like look through the curtains that are, heavily taut because of your fears. You look through, and you just barely make out the daylight from the church as it kind of dimly lights the rest of the village. Closing back the curtain, you are able to be in darkness for your slumber. And you do. You have a long rest. I will hit daytime.
Yay.
That's not daytime. There it is.
Jungle time.
That's daytime.
It's jungle time.
I have a jungle button. That's my bad.
Jungle time.
Jungle time. All right, cool. So you do wake up. Obviously, that is the thing that I said you do. So you did not die in your sleep. It's always a risk.
Oh.
Is it?
So what's funny about D&D, like I played a character that was so darn old that I had determined when he died with the dungeon master by randomly rolling, and he was like, he will die sometime during the campaign. And so we rolled a number of days, and that's how many days I had left to live. And at some juncture, he kicked the bucket.
Cool.
And I was like, It was just, but it was kind of fun, and waking up every day became fun in the game.
Right.
And you died in your sleep.
And you just didn't wake up. I'm like, that's so sad. So anyway, but also in Barovia, stuff happens.
Yeah, other things other than age can kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, just a really bad time. So
Things happen tonight.
you wake up and you see Vasilka. Vasilka is like laying in bed, but like,
Yeah.
you assume she's not sleeping.
She's lying in bed.
I'm gonna go over to her and be like, "Hey, are you all right?"
I'm not sure.
It's tough, losing someone.
What do you do?
You remember them. Is there anything you need?
I don't sleep. I don't eat. I don't drink.
I mean, anything else other than food, shelter? I was thinking more. Anything that would help with how you're feeling.
Sometimes you just have to stand up, start walking.
Right?
Eggs. Thomas would get eggs, and she gets up and goes out the door.
All right. Just assume she's getting eggs.
Okay, what do you do?
Walk downstairs.
All right, so you walk downstairs and you see a morning breakfast, possibly a Guinness. I cannot confirm or deny that that's a thing. But being in the hands of Ismark the Lesser, or Ismark the Drunkard at this point, and his sister across from him, they are sitting in there kind of like whispering to each other, and you see Rictavio in there as well, who is kind of tending the bar, doing like some morning things, grabbing the register and kind of like, doing all the setup for the morning. You guys wake up, I would say, awfully early, just because after a day like that, you would not. So the sun is not a thing that happens in Barovia. But as a Twilight cleric, you recognize the dim light of the morning a little better than most. So you do see also, however, the top bell of the door ding as a new arrival has made themselves in town. Before you see this individual, you just catch the tip of the mask, and it peels in to reveal the goggles. And of course, Frizz, mother clucking cuckoo, steps in. He's got 2 bags in his hands and a satchel over his shoulder. And you're in the game, my man. Welcome, Jacob. Here we are.
Hello. I'm back.
All right. So, Frizz Cuckoo, what do you do amidst all of this now? You guys are all a
Now
party.
it's time.
in the room.
Jacob!
Jacob! Hey! All right. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're in a inn that is a 2-story inn, possibly a third attic space, but it's just for your information. It's a bunch of circular tables. You see a bar across one side. You see stairs that goes around the bar and up to the second balcony that would peel behind the kind of half level that goes around in a U shape that has rooms on every side. Things on the wall include wolf heads, bows, daggers, things that would normally present an unwelcoming space. However, the glow of an orangish light is a welcome sight amidst all of the darkness that is Barovia. I mean, you came in the midst of night and probably are a little shook up, not necessarily being attacked, but it's just... It's kind of a freaky, weird way to get here. I would say you've probably been traveling for all of a day and kind of arrived here. I wouldn't say you're exhausted because that's mechanically not what you are, but you're definitely tired and a little shaken.
Right.
Well, tell me, guys, what happened?
He just shows up, walks up to you, and starts talking to you. There's no wits about it. Just here we are.
Wait, you're Frank
Frizz,
Frizz.
What?
I sold you guys those those potions.
Yeah. We werewolves broke into a shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have the mask last time.
No.
That's true.
What are you doing here? How'd you get here?
I traveled, of course.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned something about that.
My wall's done, and I came looking for the crystals.
Oh, well, good. The crystals.
The what?
What?
Yeah, the crystals in the Barovian Valley.
Crystals in the Barovian Valley. Have you heard of this shit?
Well, no.
Well, never mind. How are you guys? How are you?
Well, let's just say that the plan to come here and find crystals may have not been the best one in hindsight.
I don't know what you're going to be able to do with them. You're, I hate to break it to you, Frizz, but you're stuck.
Stuck? What do you mean?
Well, you're not a Vistani, are you?
Certainly not.
Yeah, then you're stuck. You're not leaving this place, man. None of us can.
Can I take your bag, sir?
Yeah, yes, please. Yes, please.
Will you be staying in one room, or
I'll stay with them.
should I put them on your bill?
Yeah, yes.
And
Sure.
he just picks up your bags and goes, "Oh, they looked heavier than," and he like walks away awkwardly as your bags looked heavier on you than they do, and him holding them and pulling them upstairs.
That's
Whoever
fair.
this tenant was or attendant was.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're pretty sure we're stuck in a pocket dimension.
Well, that certainly complicates things.
You're telling me? And, to put it on top of that, there's a vampire lord terrorizing the entire place.
Vampire Lord?
Mm-hmm. A demon just killed one of our friends.
Questionable.
Well, that's true.
There certainly was a demon, though.
There's a demon. and
Or
he-
it was a devil.
devil. One of those two.
It was something.
He smelled like brimstone. They're all the same.
It was last night. We had a time.
We had a time.
I see.
We've
Would,
lost some people.
would that have to do with the smoking remains of the carriage?
Oh, you saw that in
Yeah.
town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to miss it.
Do you remember that one guy? The singer.
Did he come into the shop with
He did, didn't he?
I don't think so.
No, he was at the
He
was
went
at
to go
the
do
inn.
something else.
It was at the same town, though.
No, Frizz has been in his place the entirety of the time you've known him.
We're talking about like if he would know who Thomas is.
I would not.
You would not have any
Unless
idea who that
you
is.
Told me about him, which I don't believe you did in the first. at our
No,
first
you have
meeting.
no
think so.
clue.
Nope.
We met him, and then we met you, and then we met him again.
I
And
see.
left.
We were gonna go with him here. Remember? We had our reasons.
Ah, yes. Yes.
He was
Well, he's dead,
yeah,
probably,
possible.
possibly.
Rest his soul.
Excuse me. Hi, Rictavio. Rictavio is a slick white hair. He's got white slicked hair, back hair. He's wearing like an orange suit. Very well done. He's got like a collar that pulls tight. He carries himself tall. You see in his hand is a cane with a silvery crow's head on the top of it. And he's standing behind the bar, but he steps around through the double door, the little bar door, and comes over and says, "Hello, I'm Rictavio. I'm sort of a storyteller here, but I'm also now the proprietor of the Blue Water Inn. I see my attendant has taken your bags. Gentlemen, is this a friend of ours?"
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, we've met before.
Okay, hi. Like I said, I'm Rictavio. He reaches for your hand
Feather. Hand.
and catches a wing full of feathers.
Pleasure.
Hi. So who are you?
Well, I am Dr. Frizz Cuckoo. I own a potion shop. Somewhere.
Yeah, respect. And
Not
he's
gonna tell him.
no, that's interesting. That's cool. He says, "Okay, okay.
Do you by chance have alcohol? Just alcohol?
Chest.
some sort of I'm not the okay. Do you have distilling supplies? I have something that's pretty close to 100%.
I'll take one of those.
Okay, and goes over towards like the top shelf and just like grabs like absinthe off the wall. I mean, there's like no other thing. Just-
Sure.
Grabs absinthe.
I mean, like that's what he grabs, and
Yeah.
and comes up to you and says, "Okay, that's you want the whole bottle?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's going to be 5 gold pieces,
Sold.
I take out 5 gold pieces and pay them,
and
man.
you have
I have.
you have a very expensive bottle of absinthe."
Wait, freeze. Let me see that bottle.
No.
Just trust me. Let me see it.
No.
Why?
Okay. First, I take one of my vessels of storage.
Yes.
And pour it into that.
Yes.
Put it back in my bag, and then hand him
Hand
the
in the
bottle.
bottle.
Is it empty?
Yeah.
I left a few drops.
It's. I mean, you probably get like
a shot.
like
At it.
half of a shot.
No.
It stings for sure.
Yep, that's absinthe.
What did you think it was going to be?
Just making sure it was good.
Anyway, gentlemen,
Right.
part of the reason I came over here is because you said I mean, I was there. I knew
Mm.
that he was attacked, and I was dealing with Esmeralda, which is why I stayed behind.
Right.
So, you you went over to the crime scene.
No, it was a good call. So far, even amidst this whole debacle, you, I think, have managed to stay out of the devil's eyes.
Perfect. Okay.
Although, when we did go to the carriage, we saw no sign of anyone.
You mean, like, they just vanished?
Well, we did see an outline of someone.
People have been
Very-
telling me some rumors that this carriage exploded.
Seems that way.
Many people are claiming it was a Vistani terrorist attack because of the bombs that they are capable of producing. I'm not sure
Well,
what.
we've seen a explosion of that caliber, have we not?
Aye. Was it? I don't recall it being
No.
that kind of an explosion.
No, it wasn't.
But I doubt the Vistani pulled this one off. This, we think this has something to do with Thomas
Whose carriage exactly was it?
Strahd.
Oh.
Strahd.
Then it can't have been the Vistani. Okay. So what is our next steps in the direction of killing that toothed idiot?
Well, we have some places to go to.
Aye.
Possibly pick up some things,
Okay. I will man down the fort.
of course.
Also, I have not been able to find Miss Dira. No idea where she went.
Right.
Oh, Miss Dira is a dark elf woman. She's capable of all kinds of shadowmancy or whatever it's called. I'm not that type of mage.
Supposedly.
Anyway, hi Morty, and Morty's like, this is just it's a great day. We're having a great day. This is great. This is just great. I'm a failure and I can't even leave. So he's not drunk. He's just clearly like,
Mordecai.
yeah,
Depressed.
yeah, because I've been calling him Morty.
Morty.
And he's just like, I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do, but I'm just knowing that now that I've got my freedom from my madness, I think I might work on a way of getting us out of here.
That
Well,
might be a good idea. After all, you did manage to get us out of the theater.
Sure, yes. A pocket dimension within a pocket dimension is something I can handle.
And he will now start lecturing us.
And he begins to be like, well, you see that the magicum theory boils down to essentially these molecular, he like goes nuts.
Only Frizz understands any
Frizz
of
is
this.
taking notes, by the way.
Sure. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
13.
13 Arcana. Yeah, I mean you're knowledgeable enough to know what's going on. As soon as he starts talking about like this spell that can like stop time itself to give him a moment to keep track of how many like individual particles or like you're like nope, I don't.
Yeah.
You can stop time. Holy cow! Hold on. I thought that was theoretical.
Right.
Like, and he's
Back it up.
and he's already there talking about that stuff, and so he goes over to
So you got like a quarter of
the
that.
the wall of alcohol and just goes, "There, tab," and just grabs one, and goes.
And I look at Rictavio and I just quietly point to his tab.
And Rictavio goes, "I own the place."
I think my passive was no.
No, I'm not I'm pointing to Frizz.
I know.
Over him. I'll be like, he's on our tab.
I'm like, that absint's hitting me, man.
A little woo.
No, but I was gonna mention to everyone that I'm pretty sure, didn't the lady tell me that the reason
Ava.
Madam Ava was like, Strahd is kind of why this whole place is locked down.
Yeah.
She mentioned something of the sort.
So I'm just gonna bring that up.
Okay, you tell them, and I guess Morden Kanan then just immediately deflates.
Sorry, buddy.
Where are you going?
Well, we need to go to the
Amber Temple.
Argenvolst Holt.
Yeah.
Or Argen
It's on the way to the Amber Temple.
something.
Yes.
Apparently there's a sword there.
I believe so.
Sunlight sword of some kind.
Sort of sunlight.
So you're trying to kill the vampire person? That's the context?
It's an
Correct.
idea.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. And anything else that's useful?
Other than that plan, now we don't have
Other than killing the vampire?
You said some temple? Something?
Yes.
Amber Temple?
Amber Temple.
Yes. That
And-
sounds interesting. Do we know anyone that knows about this thing?
Yes, there's was it a Vistani man?
No, it was a traveler. He sounded British.
Oh, so same places where you're from.
Yeah.
He's like, we
I
don't
don't
know. Whatever, it's fine.
Like, what's Britain in D&D?
Dude, I am just like, Barovia's all I got.
Yep.
I mean, I got it real well, but Barovia's all I got.
So, yeah, he's waiting for us, actually.
Don't question the accents.
He should meet us here. as I
Was it
recall.
here?
We told him to meet us at the Blue Water Inn.
Was it? Oh, might be true. It was.
So he might
We've
be around
done
here later.
something. We've done some things since then.
Okay, so we have this. We have this option.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to look for some crystals.
Crystals?
You're the he.
Oh.
Do you know of crystals?
I know of such things. Your crystals are capable of all kinds of magical transferences, especially blah, 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 blah.
Crystals, special to the Barovian Valley?
No. Do you happen to have any insight about some sort of artifactual item?
I tell him about the very limited amount that I know.
Yeah, so
Of what they
basically
do.
you tell him, obviously we've chatted about it, but basically you guys as a party hear
Yeah.
the idea that basically there's these crystals that are here, and basically they have the ability of like making, it's basically like Jack and the Beanstalk. Essentially you put one in the ground and it creates just amazing agriculture. It basically makes it where like you can grow anything anywhere type situation. So like in a famine, this would be worth gajillions. And so if Frizz basically is just like, you know, if I could tap into the way that it's worked, I could save deserts, you know, like all kinds of stuff. And so that's the context. And so Mordenkainen, of course, replies and is just like, wonderful. I hate you. You seem capable, unlike these hooligans. Keep me updated on that. I'm going to drink this. What does this say?
Here, let me help you.
I will hand him my tiny glasses.
He puts on his tiny glasses and goes, Silver Serpent. Vodka.
Tuck away.
Go away! Stop watching me.
Anyways,
Rick Tavio's like, okay, so
well, it sounds like
yes.
Morty might have his own plan of sorts. Well, at least he might by the time we get back. Has anyone seen Vasilka?
She went to go get eggs.
That's what she said.
Vasilka is eating eggs.
Oh, she's in like the corner.
But she's like in the corner just like looking at two small eggs that have been made over medium. And she's just like
taking a fork and like pushing it around.
no, she's just looking at it. She's like sitting arms crossed, just looking at it.
I'm gonna be mildly disgusted by that.
Okay. Sure.
She has a flesh column.
Oh yeah, she is a flesh column. This this being that we're referring to is classified instead as a construct, not a humanoid. And you know this very well, having a construct on your shoulder.
Worse.
Yeah.
If you remember Aster is always present. He is a strange little. Actually, he's more like in your clothes than like aware, like outside. But he's this like basically, if you imagine a vulture with no hair and like this nasty like occasional feather sticking out, but instead of like pink skin, it's like gray skin, and it's just this nasty little like bird thing that's like made slightly like I think he has like a frog foot, and he's just kind of like a mess. If you guys remember the monster folk outside of remember like when the abbot of St. Markovia had like all these random animal type things going on? It's reminiscent of a similar idea. Both of them must share some sort of thing. And so immediately you become like, you've seen this thing before. You see him look and he makes a disgusted bird face. And you immediately know he's disgusted by the eggs, not the flesh column.
Yes.
Anyways, let's see.
So
Well, Ismark and Arena, did they come back yesterday?
Yeah, I mentioned that they were
They're just
chatting this morning.
chatting.
Oh, they were chatting this morning. Okay.
well, can I go around to everyone and kind of see if they're willing to come with us, or
So I guess I'm interested to see how those conversations go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play those out. You
Let's
go
start
over.
with, yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with Vasilka because she's gonna be the easiest conversation. You walk
Yeah.
over to the flesh column woman, who she looks like the ring girl. Like her hair is just still wet and just like it is what it is. And she's looking at these eggs.
Hey, Vasilka, you got your eggs? I see. You haven't touched them.
I don't know what to do with them.
Fair enough. So, hey, listen,
Hmm.
we're
Sorry, that was awesome. I can take it in.
we're gonna go try and still kill Strahd.
Yeah,
Would you like to help us do that?
probably a good idea.
I mean, he did kill Thomas.
Yeah, he did.
Probably.
He did that.
Yeah.
Can
Seems
I
that way.
can I have like a week off? I feel like
Yeah.
you guys have been working me really hard,
Yeah,
and
probably.
I don't know. Kind of was hoping that show was gonna pan out.
I mean, we're not paying you. We haven't been paying you.
She's like,
Why'd you bring this up?
she's immediately like, what? Like you're not? I think she's like, yeah, like I don't need money. What's the?
So I mean, like you can take as much time off as you
Yeah.
need, I guess. But we'd like your help at some point.
Yeah, no, I want to see the dragon. That's what I want to see.
Oh. Okay.
Well, because you
Oh.
said there's a dragon.
We hope there's. Kind
I'll
of.
tell you what, if we find a dragon there, we will be sure to make sure you see it.
Well, we'll ask you to come help us find it. How about that?
Whatever. That's
Or we'll
cool with
bring
me.
it here. Who's to say?
But
just bring it to the village. Giant dragon.
Remember the skull.
she's like, the what?
Take your time. Find yourself. In a week, we'll check back in. How about that?
I'm
And like
absolutely.
just egg yellow in her mouth. And
I'm
she's
now
just
absolutely appalled.
like it's just not. She just doesn't know how to eat.
Are you standing like with us? Or are you
I've-
still like over there
I'm
by
kind
the?
of just watching from afar.
Okay.
I didn't want to go up to the person eating eggs. So now I'm just still more disgusted that
So
she would attempt to eat them.
Okay.
I guess that's that.
Yeah. So you guys step away. Just, I mean,
We'll just
and
turn.
just next person. So
Move
basically,
on
you
to-
go like 2 booths over.
Is Market Arena?
Yeah, you check up with those two.
I'll walk over at this point
Okay.
and
You,
be listening now. I just was going to avoid that one.
that's fine. Irina has a nice complexion that is clear, and she also has olive skin and darker auburn hair. Her eyes are a deep brown, and she is the most beautiful woman that a human could ever be, according to your studies of anatomy. She fits perfection closely.
Cool.
Her brother,
According to the textbooks.
her brother, however, right? This is mathematical. And he goes over.
She is objectively hot.
She is objectively very attractive. The individual next to her is Joey said it best when he said he just looks like Kristoff from Frozen. But instead of Kristoff, it's played by John Hamm. And instead of played by John Hamm, it's a drunk person.
So John Hamm.
So John Hamm, but
Drunk.
Mad Men.
like a bad
John
episode of
Hamm.
Mad Men, John Hamm. And they're having a conversation. So when you walk over, that's what you see.
So,
Hey,
you two.
what?
You came for the audition. And, well, we see what happened with that.
Yes,
What's your plans now?
that was pretty unfortunate circumstance, don't you think, sister? I would believe that that makes sense. I think that the auditions were successful. You're
Could've-
just saying that because you were awesome, and I looked like fool next to the guy who's thankfully not here anymore.
Hey, I smack him on the
You
head.
do?
I
Go
smack him
ahead,
on the
make an
head.
attack roll. Whack this man.
Yes.
Add your strength modifier.
11.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he just is like, you catch his hair.
Yeah.
I have good news for you, my friend. You are now the top candidate for the position,
That's
if there is a position at
that
all.
sounds. Wait, do you think that we could possibly put on the show anyway?
I think the town would be happy if you did.
Oh, we're going to need a bigger cast. If we're going to do that show, could we do a different show?
Maybe we could bring the orchestra from Kresk.
Do we know that's a 2-person show?
Well, we did lose half the guards last time.
We did. But that was by Strahd's interference.
You don't think he'll interfere now?
I'd say it's worth a shot. Why the heck not?
I mean, we might have a window of time
What's
between
the
now and when
worst
he
that could happen?
wakes back up.
I mean, if he really did die, I mean, that's a big if. Then it's like 10 days you got.
Well, there's
That's-
one way we could find out.
So, like
That's
anywhere
his guess.
anywhere from like 5 to
Duncan's
10 days,
guess.
yeah.
All right. Oh,
Could work.
this is Frizz. He's an alchemist.
Nice to meet you.
Not a singer.
He just got into town.
Is there a plague?
That's funny. Frizz laughs.
No, that's my traveling mask.
Some people drink, some people don't like the little bugs that live on food.
I guess you can never be too careful.
Is whatever. Good luck. And then she's like, "Hi, I am Irina. This is my brother Ismark.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you. I get it a lot."
He would say that.
She said
No,
that.
I know.
Yeah.
She would say that. Frizz
Oh,
would say that.
sure. She does make one mention though. She goes, if you guys need anything, we carry a lot of weight as far as politically. If my brother wants to rule over Barovia, hold on. You think that vampire guy is dead?
In a manner of speaking.
If he is dead, it's not for long.
Oh,
10 days tops.
why am I getting hopes up then? What does never mind.
Well, what we plan to kill him.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Welcome to my Russian accent, Duncan.
We plan to kill
We plan to kill the guy, just like make him dead.
We kill vampire.
Yes, my next actual player character will be Russian for sure. I worked on it enough, I guess. So basically you can get the glimpse into their future where they intend to do some sort of a show with the remainder of their time here.
Well, they were the most likely candidates to do so.
Yeah, I mean, and that would work. And I think they're seeing their opportunity.
And they have the motivation.
Sure. So they get up and...
Hey.
Yep.
Don't you owe us an hourglass?
Oh, yeah, I forgot
I
to
was
mention.
hoping that you would forget about that.
We might need it.
It's so sad we lost Thomas. He owed us money.
So he hands you a... Thomas gave you everything he owned.
Oh,
You heartless lizard bastard.
Oh my golly.
It's the principle.
And so I love
Not
it.
the interest.
Interest.
Yeah, I have a sheet. We can get that to you
we'll do
somewhere.
that later.
I think we.
You did do that? Okay,
Did you?
bad.
Okay.
All right. So Duncan has all his stuff, I guess.
Shiv didn't even see that. Like, he owes us
Doug,
money.
Doug is just like, oh, poor Thomas.
She hands you an hourglass with a you know how pink salt kind of has this like rockiness to it. Imagine pink salt but green, like a greenish turquoise color, and it's a little bit finer than that, and the hourglass is very ornate, with like a silver, like like some hourglasses have like the three like posts that go on the side and you can like, grab them.
Yeah.
It's one of those with like a silvery kind of inlay, and then you can tell that like there's some sort of a decoration that does have a right side up to it. It is currently upside down, but there is a right side up to it. And on the bottom, what would be the bottom side of it is a like little ring for hanging on your like rope or some sort of a thing.
How
like
big
that.
is this?
The object is around the size of like a typical toaster. It's like
Okay.
this. It's like
so
this big.
Sizable.
Yeah.
She'll go ahead and just grab that.
How big are the things inside it? Like the sand.
The sand
crystal
pieces,
thing.
each sand piece is roughly the size of a D20.
And
And it is sand.
It's, no, I guess they're smaller than a D20, but some of them are a D20 size. They're pretty large.
well, I guess you're gonna write it down.
I will.
What's exactly its? How does it work?
I'm
You
assuming I
haven't
have to-
cast Identify on it.
I'm assuming I have to hold on to this for an hour.
I mean, you probably
Shiv
could-
plans to
you
do
could,
so.
You could do that.
That's gonna be the goal.
What are the contents of it? The sand. Is it just sand?
It's
is it,
like-
is it the crystals I'm looking for?
No,
it's not the crystals you're looking for. Don't think it's the crystals you're looking
You would know. You would know. It's a. I mean, you're looking for like a rock, man.
Okay.
Like you're looking for a big old thing.
for. It's pebbles.
I didn't know someone crushed up a crystal.
I mean, if they did, it's not smashing this thing open to get it.
I have it somewhere.
Not without looking somewhere else. And be like, oh, the first one we found. Let's just smash open this
So
thing.
while I'm pulling this up, what are your actual like? What's your next destinational plan? Like, what do you plan to actually do next?
Give me that map. You want to pull up the map on the TV?
Mm-hmm. Certainly can.
I would say Kresk.
All right. So just
From Kresk, we can then go to either Arganville's Hold. Oh, no, I got it right. Yeah.
Where are we currently?
And we still have a score to settle at the Wizard of Wines.
Can you pull up the map so I can show the audience while I'm
my best.
telling him?
But we also have some acquaintances in Kresk
Mm-hmm.
that Shiv wants to get back to.
So we're in
Valaki.
Valaki.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Oh,
in
by the lake.
we're in Wacky Valaki, which is letter N on the map.
Yes.
And so This is, that's Castle Strahd,
Okay.
whatever it's called. That's K.
No, yeah, it is.
Castle Ravenloft.
Castle Ravenloft.
Castle Strahd.
Castle Strahd.
Makes sense.
And then over here is Kresk, which is where we entered from. And that's where the band is. So this is the distance that we'd have to travel
Yes,
for
the
the,
band
Possibly
would
not
be
where you
here.
came
for
in
the
from.
orchestra.
I
I'm
came
gonna
from
guess-
Barovia.
Did you, or did you fly in from the north?
I would say what's so funny about this is that I need him to roll a dice. Evens, he comes from the west and has seen the place before. Odds, he came from the other side.
Is it as the crow flies either way?
Probably.
Evens.
Evens, so he did indeed come from the west.
You're fine.
Which almost makes sense, except for the whole everything doesn't make sense.
Okay, so you've seen all this before. So
He's-
then
he's seen the he's
he's
flown
seen
over the town.
Kresk. He's seen Kresk.
Yeah, I'm sure I flew.
This is wait, we don't know where the Amber Temple is, or do we? At this point.
You have not been told.
But we know where the
You
Sword
know-
of Light.
You know that if you go outside of Valaki and find this individual, that you will go to, he'll take you to where it is.
Yes.
And that individual is at Q on the map.
No.
He's at Valaki.
he's
He's in
at N.
Valaki. He's like
Oh.
here. He's just in the outside the town. It's like
Yeah, just outside.
But we found him at Q,
It's underneath your arm.
right?
no, you found him at. You found
No, I
him
didn't.
at area.
What's
N.
at Q then? Because we were going to
So,
try.
We're gonna
because
go told.
if you remember this map, this is the Valakian map. The Valakian map basically puts. Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. It puts just outside of town. This is where you guys go when you guys visit the Valaki outside of town. Vistani outside of town, and you guys are at the Blue Water, which is in this part of town. So, when you go west, you could go on your way and ask him.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I guess we'll go ask him and pick him up. And, well, I guess we got to decide. Do we want to... I think killing Strahd's a little more urgent, but then...
Well, Shiv would like to go to Kresk
All right.
real quickly.
For what?
Two things. Number one, certain acquaintances may have something for me.
No.
And number two, it's close to the Wizard of Wines.
You want to check it out again?
I want to settle a score.
Guess we're going that way.
So we're going
Back to Kresk first before we head
to Kresk. Okay.
on our little other adventure to the temple.
Frizz is going to go wherever new, so that he can look for his crystals.
Wrong. Don't fold it that way.
Fold it in half first. Okay, that works too. Yep.
I'm trying to
uh-huh.
follow the
Yep.
creases.
Nailed it.
You know what? Don't patronize me.
I can't. I don't have any money.
Nah.
Ah!
So
Huh.
It's true though.
Yeah, I know. I do this for fun.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're watching. Thank you, those at home. All right, so
All right. So we have we've talked to these people. We talked to those people. Talked to Mourning. We know what he's doing. Talked to Ricky T. We know where Esmeralda is.
do you want to stop on the way outside of town to chat with this clever individual, or no?
I will. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we can assume that Yorick is gone forever.
York.
That one guy. He killed that devil.
Poor Yorick. Oh yeah.
You mean
No,
you mean
Soldar.
Soldar.
Which one
Poor
died.
Yorick. I knew him well.
I couldn't remember which one died.
Well, it was Yevgeny Krushkin
Yevgeny.
who perished
That's what-
in
yeah,
battle,
yeah.
and Soldar, who went to avenge his death, realized it was a little out of his his comfort
It's a bunch
zone
of devils.
and
But
bailed.
he got that parting shot
He
off.
did kill something.
Dude. So yeah, is he gone for good? Would
Yeah,
you say
probably.
he just
Soldar, you don't know where Soldar
did
is.
he just skip out?
We might find him eventually, but he's going to be like, oh, crap, get away from these people. We know what...
Trouble follows you guys.
Yeah, so he'll say something like that.
All right, yeah. So, but we'll try and stop by that traveler.
Yeah, you certainly can. So you step outside the front gates. The guards are on high alert, and tensions are high, of course, in town as people are beginning to investigate town. Investigate things on the other side of town in Valaki. You still see there's the crime scene that is now a little more established, where you see the yellow tape. Now you just see ropes have been tied up, and all of the situation seems very well in hand, as you now have 2 guards, one on each side of the street, that are guarding.
This
that.
side of town has the church.
Correct.
So as we walk past that, Shiv will say, well, hopefully we at least brought a little bit of light to this town.
I mean,
Because it's got daylight.
literally. Wait, Frizz, what's your motivation for coming with us?
Crystals.
Crystals.
But have we indicated that we're like gonna go find them?
He's also like
I mean, I've also
stuck in
been-
town now, so it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
But also, I mean, the thing is that I would ask him that in character, because out of game that seems very meta.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, before we leave,
Well, as we're leaving.
Frizz, we're gonna go to Kresk. You can stay here if you want, but
Well, I mean, I can look for crystals, and if I'm stuck here, I have a vested interest.
you're welcome to come with us. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about crystals, but
We did say we'd help him find crystals at one point.
I mean,
Probably.
if we see some, do you want to come with us?
I mean,
If we visit enough places,
yeah,
eventually we might find some crystals.
and I can provide assistance if you need alchemical assistance.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
You provide some assistance, we'll get you those crystals. Sound like a deal?
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll shake on it.
Extend your foot.
That was my wing.
Or you're not flying.
So
I'll walk with you guys.
the
Walk at 20. 25.
the
He flies every so often. To
the
catch up.
I fall behind. Fly ahead.
so
Sorry.
we'll say as Duncan goes by himself, can Frizz, do you have identify possibly? It's okay if you don't.
I don't think so.
So then, who's gonna spend time with the
Hourglass, I'm currently
Hourglass.
holding it.
Okay.
I think that's a Shiv item.
So
From
basically,
now
we'll say while Duncan goes, first you're welcome to join him. While Duncan goes to the circle of
Sure.
wagons and the houses of the Vistani camp, Frizz, wow, Shiv and Frizz, who did this to me? Shiv, you gather that this item, I don't have its name in front of me. I remember what it does. Basically, you use it once per long rest, and it turns a short rest into an action for you and any allies within 15 feet of you.
Interesting.
Basically, it creates a dome. I think actually it's anyone in within 15 feet of you. I think it's literally like is a 15-foot like radius, so it's like a 30-foot like boom. There's a rest. I'll have to look at it exactly, but for now, it's basically a small little
Hourglass of short rest.
a dome of short rest, essentially. Which is nice. Let you catch your breath.
Attuned, I assume.
No.
Oh.
Once per day, you just turn the dang thing over, and it works. So don't, in character, tell me you do a front flip, or we're in trouble.
Probably a good thing I
Has
wasn't
to
holding
stay
on to
upright.
this.
See what happens.
So yeah, keep in mind if you're ever upside down, so too does the item activate.
Does it have a clip on both sides or just the bottom?
Just
it just
the
says
the side that is like the unintentional.
It says the post, so that's going to be just like attached to my person.
So it's
Shiv
just a.
has bolted it into his bone armor.
I just have the robe, so I can not put in the shield. No.
Yeah, every time you move your...
I just have the robe, so it's like
That's right.
in a way that it's just in there.
Okay, so
Backpack too.
you guys all head in the direction of the west, and all of a sudden, ba-ba-ba-da, you're at the Vistani camp. Duncan, you walk up pretty confidently, knowing that they're not going to really bother you.
Mm-hmm.
And you approach Luvash, and Luvash, nope, Luvash is dead.
Yep.
Argyle, no, Argyle's dead. Luvash is not dead.
Someone's dead.
Luvash is alive.
I thought you
and
were
well.
like, I just walk up and he's dead.
No.
He's just, he's just laying there dead.
No, Luvash, in fact, is kind of sitting. He's doing the whole Jarl Balgruuf stance on a chair. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's got like he's got like the leaning back, his legs out. He's kind of sitting on a chair, and he looks at you. And
Yes.
he's like, "Hello. I don't remember inviting you here, but always nice to see a friendly face."
Hey, it's likewise.
You see his daughter's over playing with a group of younger individuals as well.
Well, pardon my intrusion. But I'm looking for a friend of mine.
And who would that be?
God dang it. I literally already.
What this is just a beautiful example to those who have player characters in your games. If they don't take notes, they don't get stuff.
I took notes. I'm trying.
Shiv will say that man who was here earlier, the last time we were here.
So you.
You might
yep.
remember it was the time we returned your daughter. Could ring a bell.
I remember. Yes.
He was
you-
here trying to get you to go with him to some kind of amber temple.
Yes, you were looking for Casimir Velikov. He has a house on the other end of
Okay.
this hill.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I didn't have that note.
I'm not surprised.
You know what? It's hard.
I know, dude. It takes me 2 actual full-on computers, each with 3 tabs open, to make this game happen. Like, so I understand.
Yeah. Casimir Velikov.
Casimir Velikov.
Velikov. With a V.
Velikov. It's all phonetics.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, them Russians with their extra letters.
I'm just, yeah. I'm hooked on phonics with these
Yeah,
names.
there's actually a B and a V. Velikov.
Bavelikov. Bavarikov.
So you go over to standing quietly in front of his house, bathed in the warm light of his lanterns, are 3 sullen gray-cloaked figures. Their angular features and black flowing hair half hidden under their cowls. One of these figures you clearly see is Casimir Velikov, and Casimir is kind of like sitting in a dark blackened robe. You kind of see the side of his face, and he's kind of like reading some sort of a book. And as you begin to approach, wow, what lovely music! as you begin to approach, he closes the book quickly.
Is it War and Peace?
It's not War and Peace. It looks to be some sort of a spell book of some kind.
It's not Pride and Prejudice, is it?
It's
Sorry,
make
Pride
a
and Pre-
perception
thank you.
check. Make a
Thank
perception check.
All right.
Sure.
17.
Dirty 20.
19.
Wow. All right. I'd say the group of you notice that he is holding a book that has a bunch of sigils inside, a bunch of like arcane-looking stuff, but you're unsure.
Sure.
It is reminiscent of cultism, but man, I've said all the trigger words. It's a
Cultivism?
terrorist earlier. Now I'm saying cultist.
Just say Waco and Ruby Ridge. We're set.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
All right, so I'm going to say to him, "Hey, lovely little cult meeting you've got going on. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm. Here. Are we ready to go on to the? Ready to go?
Friends of yours?"
Excuse me, sir, my lady. And they step away, and they're like, they awkwardly walk away.
You want to explain?
No.
How about if I ask you to explain?
That's a very strangely phrased sentence.
Please explain. Who are those people? Why were you reading a book with them? What's that book? What are you doing?
This is my spell book.
Okay.
Here. He hands it to you.
I would like to examine it.
Okay, it's a leather-bound spell book.
I mean, inside it doesn't look like it's...
It contains some spells, including Arcane Lock, Comprehend Languages, Hold Person, Identify, other
Okay.
things.
And then I'm like, all right, But who are your friends? I'd like to know a man's friends before he becomes mine.
Do you hand it back to him?
Yeah.
You hand the book back to him. Shiv, you catch a glimpse of his left ring finger has a ring on it, but the ring has a orangish amber kind of gemstone on the top of it as he grabs the book back from Duncan. Duncan's passive isn't enough to notice it, but yours is.
I
What was
asked.
the question? Sorry.
I said I'd like to know a man's friends before he becomes mine.
Yes, of course. That was Clarice, and he was Sean.
You know, you're not exactly building a bridge of trust here.
Make an insight check.
Oh man. It's a 7.
All I can tell you is what I said, and he said she was Clarice and he was Sean.
Shiv's going to interject here and say, pardon my friend's open hostility. We've simply had a bit of interesting situation the past couple days.
No, I completely understand it. I suppose that I should be more forthright. Yes, please, come inside. And he opens the door.
Sure.
He closes the door behind you, and like lights up turns one of the lamps on the wall, and it comes up, and you see just a humble hovel. I mean, it's basic space. You know, it's like an apartment if we're gonna be plain. And he kind of goes, "All right, it's always strange to stop concentrating on a spell, but." He snaps his finger, and he goes from being this like adventurer with a big mustache and like all those things to a 28-ish-year-old individual with I guess it's hard to tell because it's so dark, but you catch the side of his face is like a dark brownish color.
Dark vision.
Yeah, you can't see color with dark vision.
True.
Because you're only using the rods of your eyes, and he's a dusk elf and is making an attempt to hide that.
Okay.
And he's a younger guy, almost 30, and his robes are pretty standard, pretty straightforward. He's more monk-like, if that makes sense. Like he's wrapped in kind of like these robes rather than them being like more grandiose and pantaloonish like you're imagining before. He's just very he looks like he's here for a purpose. He's got a job to do. He looks educated.
Well, Casimir, we are almost ready to go to the temple, but I think we got to make a stop in Kresk first.
What are we doing?
Taking care of some business.
We will stick with Casimir, if that is okay with you, as far as names are concerned.
Certainly.
That's fine. Do you want to explain why all the secrecy?
Personally, no. I figured that knowing my identity as a dusk elf would be enough.
Is that
Sure.
supposed to be important?
Do you want to answer his question?
Is that supposed to be important?
Yes, the dusk elves, we were, what's the right word, targeted by Strahd. One of his former lovers killed someone he cared about, and all of a sudden that former lover being a dusk elf means no more women for us.
I see.
If you've never met a dusk elf that's a woman yet, it's because there are none left. Here we are.
I see.
Yes, I'm very upset. I am leading the dusk elves secretly behind the back of Lubash.
Aye. So, this Amber Temple's more than just interesting expedition for you.
Now, this is a chance for me to gain power and knowledge to overthrow our captors.
We may have a similar interest then.
While I'm not entirely without selfish desires, it seems that we do.
Who is?
He gives a smirk.
Well, I can promise you that if you help us, we'll help you. overthrow the devil in Barovia. So,
At the very least, that's currently Plan A.
correct.
Okay. I think that it might make sense for us to. I just know that breaking Strahd's pact
Mm-hmm.
with whatever is keeping us here is there.
It's somewhere.
That's what we've heard too.
We've been told that there are things out there that could help, and one of them is at the Amber Temple.
So you're going to Kresk. Why?
Have you ever heard of the Keepers of the Feather?
Can't say I have.
They might also be able to help us.
Is this another group organization?
Not only items will be helpful for defeating the devil, but
Mm.
allies as well.
I've been trying to keep things secret, trying to make sure that all of the interactions with any sort of person that I'm not sure, unscrupulous or not, we've been masquerading as cultists.
Smart.
I don't suggest you stop that. Most likely that's one of the reasons you're still alive,
Mm.
isn't it?
Yes. I was. Yes.
Why don't we come back then
Aye.
for him and for that task?
Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken, that's... Well, let's see. Do we know where that temple is?
Yeah. Do you know exactly where?
If you'll excuse me for wanting his 3 against 1, I would prefer to keep my knowledge to myself should you find me without value.
Sure. But you do know how to get there. You can lead us there.
Yes, it'll take a day, but we can make it.
All right.
Bring warm clothes.
Aye.
Got it.
Well, thank you.
Why don't
how,
we come back here later?
how long do you think we'll be gone?
I don't know. Depends on if we do everything we want to do to the west.
Say a week.
Yeah, we'll be back no longer than a week.
Let's plan for 2 days.
Yeah.
And hopefully no more than a week.
That's true, yeah. You don't want to wait too long.
It depends on if we find more than we bargained for.
Just know that you're doing this for more than just the living. You're doing this for all of the women. My sister and mother and friends.
I see.
These the spirits that walk Barovia at night.
No, that is closer tied, I believe, to those like you, who have come and walked before and perished at the hands of the devil.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully we don't join them.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. All right. Cool.
We'll head out.
We'll head out.
Who are you? You're new.
Oh,
I'm Frizz.
yeah. It's Frizz.
He's an alchemist.
Oh.
He's
I-
also not from around here.
Do you have any things that might allow me to see into the ethereal? Ghosts.
I don't think so.
Do you?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Does he?
But if I do, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Write it down on an order list.
You're gonna end up with like a restaurant like clipped, like all of it.
Actually, I would suggest actually doing that.
Little post-it note filled,
Write it down.
making orders.
Fresh pot.
Oh yeah, right. So you all step out of the hovel, his home, and as he does as well, his visage changes again back to the oh yes, of course, individual.
Sure.
And you are off.
We'll be back.
Where would you like to go?
Kresk. Right?
Okay. So you are traveling, and the traveling is, I mean, it's so funny. That deal that Thomas made is messing with this game.
Am
He was good.
Am I included in that deal?
It would appear that way.
It seems now that you're at least protected by people who are.
Okay. I was wondering that.
I don't know how to feel
It'd be
about
weird
that
if
yet.
it wasn't.
Let me roll a d20. I mean, I'm not going to let you know what I rolled, but there
course.
certainly isn't something now that is on the table.
That's fair.
Battle music starts.
No, so
Wait, are we walking or are we taking a carriage?
Oh yeah, do we still have our transportation? Did all that stuff get destroyed or?
No, that was the previous ones.
Yeah.
you can have. You want a wagon?
Yeah,
A wagon and a horse.
Sure, wagon, single horse. That's what we got.
that's what we'll take. Nice and easy.
Do I
Well,
need to buy it?
Duncan still have his horse?
No, we got people.
I mean, you can have
See.
you can have a horse with you, but it's just another thing to feed.
You never had to feed the horses.
But you,
We'll have to bring some feed.
do you want to have a horse with you? Like, is that a question?
Do I have to feed it?
Like an extra horse?
I mean, I would like to ride it. I'd like to be mobile.
sure. Yes, you're on a horseback.
Okay.
So then there's 2 total horses?
One pulling a tiny cart,
Gotcha.
and then one that I'm riding.
At that point, we might as well just have 2 horses.
Yeah.
He can
just get
fly.
That's
Yeah.
right. He can fly. Do you want to ride a horse, Shiv, or do you want to just ride in the cart?
Well, I'm still going to get tired, though.
All right. Well, we'll take the cart.
Having the cart is not a bad idea, but we only need
You never
2
know.
horses. It's true.
It's true.
What if we pick up other people?
Like an
So-
orchestra.
Like an orchestra. All right. Let's bring the cart. A horse. Oh, is Rictavio's cart blown up?
Rictavio's cart was.
I think it was blown up, yeah. Also, I don't know what happened to Tooth.
I was about to say there's no way to transport Tooth.
We've done it before.
Tooth is the
The
tiger,
most important part
correct?
is, did we take him out of the church?
He was just eating the demon.
Is he just in there
Flesh.
mauling Esmeralda right now?
No, I think it's safe to assume everyone went home.
I mean, here's what happened. I'll recount what occurred. You guys looked at each other, walked in the direction of what that happened, and went back to the Blue Water Inn. I don't know how to tell you what didn't happen. So
Who's to say? Although it was Rictavio's tiger, and he was still there. So
I
we're
bet
going
I
to
really
assume he
liked
took
it.
care of it.
Rictavio was still there.
We're going to
He
assume
was.
he
He
took
was.
care of the tiger.
all right.
Just
We're starting
Leave it
we're
at
starting
that.
from scratch here, folks. We just got a wagon and the clothes on our back, and the hourglasses on our cloaks,
Millions of glasses.
and millions of
And
bottles,
just a lot of bottles.
Yeah. And that alcohol.
and
Yes,
some absinthe.
Some absinthe. Gosh, my college brain is like absinthe. Sure.
That's fine. I just took it because I know some potions need alcohol of some kind.
No, it was a
It made
beautiful
sense.
moment. Makes sense. All right, so you
also
travel.
walked her pinky ring.
You're on high alert. Nothing happens on your way to Kresk. I cannot stretch how strange that must feel.
Because we're on high alert the whole time.
I mean, you're of course. Why wouldn't you be?
Because it's
Right.
been happening.
I'm not.
Well,
he doesn't know any better.
Chilling.
let me explain. Your little trip here was probably scary because everything made sounds.
Oh,
Twigs
that's true.
snapped. You're looking in the distance. You're like, "Is that Slender Man?" Nah. Like it's not exciting for you, right? Like it's not a great time.
Sure.
You can just fly, so like that helps your situation. And then you were like, "A town came down," and then that's why you're here.
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
it's like it's not like you were like without fear, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so they're just like looking around. They're on high alert. You're catching up with them, like realizing, oh my gosh, should I be scared? You know.
Right.
And then
Yeah, I can kind of sense.
and then you get to Kresk. You see there is in the distance the 2 torches against this like large outer wall. They're 2 pillar posts, and you see the portcullis, the large double portcullis, pulled down over that space. When you get over to it, though, there are 2 guards in the front. And it's like it's daytime, so it's dim light outside.
Wave down the guards.
They wave at you, and you get to the front gate, and they go, "What's your business here?
Oh, just coming to visit some friends.
Who's your friends?"
Did they not remember us?
I think these are different guards. Right?
You guys came
It's not
last
that
time in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's obviously a different rotation.
Our friend.
Tell them we know the burgomaster.
No.
Shiv will
do
say
we?
from inside the cart. We know the burgomaster.
Of this town?
Yeah.
We know the burgomaster.
You know the burgomaster.
Aye.
He knows us.
He knows us.
How do you know him?
We got him wine.
Make a persuasion check.
Are the Martikovs the burgomasters?
No.
I thought we got the wine for the burgomaster.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
The wine was the wine. I'll give you advantage.
It's fine if it's not good because you're like relaying the message from inside the cart from
He
Shiv.
gave you
And you're like, I don't remember this at all.
he gave you advantage. He gave-
11. Oh, he gave me advantage.
Yeah, because
Okay.
of his little wine comment.
Didn't help. 11.
I'm gonna go and get him.
Good.
All right. Thank you.
He steps back. You see,
Well, this will take like 10 minutes.
one of the guards fetches the burgomaster, Dmitry Kreskov. He is bald. He's got a white beard, and he's looking regal and purple on a horse. And he comes over and goes, "Yep, sorry. I know. Yes, I know these men." And then the portcullises slide up, and you are allowed in. But of course, it was a different shift. I have to roleplay that out.
Yep.
It was just a,
No
just a different
worries.
time.
I guess
It
I have
happens.
amnesia. I'm sorry.
Hey,
No, yeah, no, you
what-
guys came in the middle of the night, and
What
I remember
session
Thomas.
was that,
Thomas it
3?
was like 2.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's been a minute.
No, we've played
Yeah.
50 hours of D&D since then. Yeah,
it's
like
been a
we're good.
while.
All right. Cool.
I just have unreasonably extensive notes.
As we walk in there, I'm going to say to him, do you know the Martikovs? Came here recently.
Martikovs. Oh, yes, they were looking to procure one of the houses. They did. They live actually on the other side of town. And he points to one of the houses.
Friends of ours. I'll have to go meet them.
Friends of yours, how?
From Valaki.
Interesting. From Balaki. They did not mention where they were from. They just seemed, I figured, were children.
Yes.
Good to know that they're,
Things happened that made them want to leave.
and I'll add you to the list. What is your name?
Frizz, Cuckoo,
Excuse
Doctor,
me?
Doctor Frizz, Cuckoo.
That is your name. And he,
It's his name.
I mean, there is no denying that that's your name. And he, you ever just go to Wisconsin sometimes in your voice, you know?
Yo, Frizz Cuckoo, that's your name.
It's no doubt, and that's your name right there. Sorry. That was a little bit of Jaden in there.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so, no, seriously, though, you do get added to the list now, and you are welcome in Kresk should you show up at the front gate and tell that you know the burgomaster. And so you are pulled into the space. Where exactly are you trying to go? To the Martikovs? You're trying to go to the abbey, excuse me? Do you want to just talk to the burgomaster some more? Like
Time
what
of day?
time of day? Ah, man, this was always Joey's job, wasn't it? Where you look at the map and you tell me it's like,
Dang it,
yeah,
you're
I
right,
know,
it
it was always his job.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go, Jacob. We're gonna teach you a thing or two.
Okay.
Basically, normal pace is 3 miles an hour, and each of those hexes is a quarter mile on the map. Now that's 24 miles in a day if you're doing the math. So he's gonna count for me how far that trip is. Excuse me.
I see. I'll have to pick that up.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just giving you a hard time. But yeah, so essentially,
28-ish.
that's from Valaki.
Quarter miles. That's 7 miles.
Purdue
miles an
engineer,
hour.
ladies and
Miles an
gentlemen.
hour, so like 2.5 hours
Maybe 2.5 hours, yes.
ish.
So there you go. There's the. Gosh, we're all
Purdue engineering at its finest.
right. Wonderful.
I can't do math. I just tell the computer how to do math.
So anyway, you guys did
Computer's just my brain.
what time? What? So if you guys left at like 8 o'clock,
Sure.
what would that be now?
10:30.
Cool.
A little before noon.
In
Little before
the
noon.
morning, which means perfectly fine. Let's go around their place.
The Mardikovs?
Yeah.
All right. So you approach the outside of a wooden structure. It is not dilapidated, but it certainly has seen better days. It is a poorer man's house from the Blue Water Inn that you remember seeing in its immaculacy. Now,
Does it show signs of repair?
it shows signs of repair, but it also shows signs of like it's not well heated. And it seems like it might like the outside is just, it's just a really rough place to live. They're kind of roughing it from where they were. And you knock on the door. Yes, or what's your
Yes.
your intent is to knock on the door, so you know knock, and all of a sudden you're greeted with a recognizable hello.
Hello.
Oh, shit. What was his name?
Mardikov? Is that who we're at? I've been taking notes. I'm sorry.
Mardikov. What's his first name? I don't remember. I'm just kidding.
Hold on, let me look at my
Steve.
extensive notes.
Starts with an I.
Steve.
Is smart.
They all do.
Not as smart.
It's not his mark.
I have it. Irwin.
Irwin.
Mardikov.
Irwin
Start with
Mardikov.
I
Yep.
sounds.
See, I do take.
That's great. No, it's awesome. So Irwin shouts hello, and you shout back and say,
Irwin,
Oh, yeah.
it's us.
"Oh."
He locks on the door that's about to fall off.
No, it's just I have to just again. I'm emphasizing tone. Gosh, I hate you. You're like it's about. I never said the door was about to fall off. I just said the house was looking rough.
It does.
My golly. Anyway,
Ten-
after the 28th lock, just for you. Happy 34th. 34 locks.
That was yesterday.
I know. Happy belated birthday.
Not
Uh-huh.
much.
Does he get a gold for that?
No, I'm not giving him
One gold.
Yeah, sure. You get one gold.
Happy birthday.
I thought you were gonna petition for inspiration, but a gold is more fun.
I thought about it, but I'm like, he'll never do go for that. I'll go for gold.
Go for gold.
Ah.
Great. Okay. So the Mardikovs welcome you in. You see their two boys and as well as his wife is named. Wow, I got it somewhere.
I should probably take my mask off now.
Oh,
So I don't scare children.
okay. You take off your mask, and what do we see beneath?
No, it's been taken off before.
I know, but I don't
Sure.
remember.
Not yet.
There's no. The audience doesn't know.
It's true. I took it off before we go in the house. It's just the face of a bird. It's like a beak. So the beak was in the beak mask. But it's not a huge beak.
Right.
Not as huge.
Not as huge. And my face looks like a bird.
Dude, what? I forget. That makes sense. I mean, you have a birded-like face.
It's more children friendly than the plague mask.
Ooh, do we have a picture of Frizz to pop up on the screen?
No.
I mean, we have his regular stat, but
I made the world's greatest
yeah.
cheat sheet, guys. I have all their names. I'm so smart. You have
just went
have
back and found it.
the Kreskovs. You have the Mardikovs I put in there. Bram and Bray Mardikov, the Irwin sons. You have Danica Dardikov. It's Danica Mardikova. And
Mardikova?
Irwin Mardikov. Well, yeah, this is the Russian convention.
Sure.
Danica Patrick.
Anyways.
Go. I'm done. Go.
You gotta have
Game.
memory devices.
Game over.
Duncan falls on his Feywild blade.
Yes.
It just grows into him.
Okay. No, seriously. Conversation ensues and
Yes.
begins to just catch up. What's the context of catching up? What is being delivered? What's not?
Telling what happened since they left,
Oh,
because
you're
they
gonna
left.
give it to him?
They left and stuff was happening,
Mhm.
and then stuff continued to happen. There was a lot of stuff.
And they basically kind of feel good about their town now.
I'll tell them the same thing I said as we left. That hopefully, we brought a little bit of light back to Kresk, or back to Valaki.
So, this is an interesting thing. If you could pay back our down payment on this place, we could go back and take over the place again.
to.
Unfortunately, that down payment was quite some.
How much?
How much?
550
Gold pieces?
gold. It was one of the last houses.
And otherwise you're stuck here.
Otherwise, we would have. I mean, I have to pay it off. It's either I pay it off by working and being a normal person. It's a mortgage. It's just
Mhm.
it's a difficult thing, and so instead we opted to pay it over time. But until that payment is in full, that
I think we
I'm
could do that.
I'm
Hold on.
here.
Like, I'm gonna huddle up with these guys. Alright, do we have that kind of cash?
We
No.
might.
Well,
Wait.
speak for yourselves. How much do you have?
Wait, hold on. I gotta ruffle through my bag. Alright.
250.
Alright. We'll help you.
You're like oh shit! I got a lot of gold.
Wait, we have enough gold?
Hold on. We
Tell us.
also plan to go back to the Wizard of Wines. We said we'd help you take it back. Just because the plan didn't work once doesn't mean that that was not in effect anymore.
Listen, I don't understand why that's such a problem now. I'm pretty sure the thing is in shambles anyway.
Could be.
But if we help you out, would you consider helping us on our what we're trying to accomplish here?
Also, is it possible you would have some assets there that could be used toward that down payment?
I might be able to. Yeah, I see you're using your leverage well.
You've already written that place off, so anything we gain there is only a bonus.
No, I understand that's not a bad idea. Here's my impression. Here's my understanding. I believe that dear old dad
Mm-hmm.
is... I have Black Carriage music on still. Hold on. I can do this. Kresk.
Chris.
Crest music.
Kresk music.
Bow, 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 bow. It's EDM.
Straight up.
Welcome to Chris. Pow, 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 pow.
Why is it so impossible to find? You know what? This is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, it's creepy at night.
It's
in
super
Barovia.
scary. Right? It's daytime, but
It's
it's
not even
fine.
night.
Oh, it's creepy in Barovia.
So yeah. Anyway, you guys are chatting. He's like, "All right, dear old dad doesn't really deserve that place anymore. I kind of wanted to hostile take over the thing. I have a Blue Water Inn that was making money because of his winery, but at the same time, I told him you have no distribution without me. And so we made an agreement that was, we don't necessarily share in the spoils, but we can take care of our own places at minimum. So I get whatever we make that takes care of, like I pay him for what takes care of the place, and he pays me for what takes care of the place, and then the rest is my family's. We were doing well in Valaki, and now we had to leave without the asset, which is the inn itself. Leaving it to Octavio was wonderful. We're happy with that. But
He's done a pretty good job with it.
I
Despite certain circumstances that, well, as we've said, things happen.
Just saying I.
I'm agreeing.
So I guess my next point of order would be, why should I care? Do we need wine in Barovia if we're just going to kill the devil? If you're so concerned, so convinced, you've made me change my life. I've seen adventurers come through. We've all seen. Brom and Bray remember looking up to some of these people. They went on raids with Soldar, tried to kill these werewolves. Nothing. They just die somewhere along the way and end up marching their asses up to the top of Count Stupida's place. Why should I even try?
Don't you want a future for your family?
Yes, of course I do. What father doesn't?
So, let's say we do kill the devil. What happens after that? What do you have left? You're just gonna start from scratch? Poverty?
Certainly is an option, but even if we don't succeed, if you're able to live despite that, can you truly call it a failure?
make a good point. If you're not wanting to pay, I do know that the burgomaster is having problems with the werewolves. Should their den be dealt with, it might be something that you don't have to waste your money on. But I'm not doing anything until that down payment is cleared. Negotiations will have to be put on hold until then.
Do you know where the local... Could you point us toward the local trading outpost in town is?
There are no stores here.
Hmm.
It's a village. Farming
Where
village.
can we like sell stuff that we have?
You can sell stuff to Blinsky. You can sell stuff at the
Falaki.
store in Valaki. You can sell stuff. You can sell stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, Valaki's the hub town.
Alright.
We'll go back.
Alright.
I will say one more thing too. I've lost his name now.
To Erwin Mardukov
Thank you.
Irwin.
I was gonna say Ivan.
Remember the Mardukov.
Steve Irwin Mardukov.
Yes.
I'll try.
and Danica Patrick. Go, Daddy! Here we go.
Mardukov. So, the last time we spoke, we talked about the Order of the Feather,
Yes.
and that you didn't think that I had done enough to receive the gift at the time. After
You have a
Yes.
owl on your shoulder now.
after what has happened in Valaki, what do you think now?
Are you all interested in this gift? It does do something to you.
Even if they are not.
I don't know enough about this.
According to Bright Nidra's teachings, I am.
But
Hmm.
I would certainly welcome such a gift.
You know
Be
as
in
well
her
as I
eyes.
do that your soul is put into a place that is not as safe. In
Okay.
your
I'm out.
you will have to make peace with whatever your god is.
Bright Nidra's face always shines upon those who are gifted.
I am unsure what that means, but I am willing to give you this gift. I have put it off long enough.
Shiver, are you sure?
You
do
know these
under-
people.
It's not that I don't trust these fine people. I'm just saying. I mean, there's no coming back from this.
Although unless my understanding from the ruins is wrong, may need to have a place tonight that is secure.
Is this true?
What is?
That he'll need to be secured.
That tonight may be a little interesting.
It is not with us. We are lawful and happy. We do not have such things.
I'm just saying,
Fair
Shiv.
enough.
I know you're a man of the cloth. You're the man of a cloth, and I just you do you, but there's no coming back. It's all right.
This is already where I am in the teachings of Bright Nidra.
Well, you'd know better than I would.
Probably.
But if you turn on us, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Hey.
Okay.
Light banter, light banter.
Okay. let's give a little moment to this. This is no small moment. You are like kind of asked to sit down. You sit down, kind of crisscross, your back tail circles around you,
Mhm.
and you are wearing your white clothes and your white cloth around your head. You see Erwin walk up to him. And just straight up bites you in the shoulder.
Oh.
Just digs his beak about 6 inches into your shoulder.
Is he a bird?
He goes, oh yeah, sorry, that's my bad. He basically like, you see him, his pale complexion with his beard with his white streaks in it. You see him just transmute himself into a bird.
Gotcha.
His wings form on his arms, and he goes black skin. You see even his clothing kind of like begin to like kind of force itself off of him.
And Duncan and Shiv have already seen this before. Once.
And he becomes a raven folk like looking person. And then that's when he digs his beak into your shoulder. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. You're aiming for low.
Oh no.
21.
And you resist the lycanthropy. Here's the thing about
Next 6 seconds.
Here's the yeah, sure. He's like yeah.
Same thing.
So here's the thing though. Every single time you do this, you take 5 piercing damage.
Cool.
So 5, 10.
Did you stop it?
All right. Maybe this is good enough. 16.
You continue to pass.
Dang it.
So 20, 25. I mean, this
Better.
man is just getting bit and bit and bit.
Duncan looks over.
Better.
Gosh.
Duncan looks over and says, "Is this
That's
how it's
5.
supposed to go?"
5.
Normally they
Hey.
just take right to it.
Okay.
'Cause he's
12.
a lizard.
12? No, he still passed.
Aren't lizards
6.
and birds supposed to be more compatible?
I don't think so.
I don't think this is
10.
Technically, DC 10, you pass.
7.
How many hit points?
I mean,
that's
he's
6
taking
now.
he's
So
taking
7.
30.
That's 7.
35.
35 hit points.
Out of how many do you have left?
I have 51.
Okay.
Okay. My
Another
gosh.
18? Are you kidding me?
40. I can heal you.
So can I.
Oh, that's true. Roll lower.
Oh, nat 1.
Hey. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
Does he
The final one.
it's a nat. It's a nat
so
one.
how many
though.
hit points of damage did you take as he bit you?
40.
Holy cow. So basically, if you can imagine, we'll just say for the sake of story that like it's not taking hold, right? And so he beckons his wife and he beckons his children, and they just begin to peck him. His eyes are closed. You see him like wince in pain, of course. There's no way he didn't. And it's just like
He still sits there stoic.
until finally he just like wings come out of his where his arms should be. His white drapes against him because he's wearing wraps. His clothes just like stay on, and you are now a black and white depiction of a raven, with your all black, sheer, almost blue feathers pulled back. Your snout just a little long, like your alligator retains a little bit of its nature, and you are some sort of weird inbred looking raven, this weird amalgamation of something that just shouldn't exist. You almost see like a few teeth sticking out of the raven form, and just like a bent, almost like spike feathers behind, and he kind of just has this like mean look about him. You see the bone shield kind of drop to the side, and he gets up like
Wait, Raven Hybrid has arms.
yeah, no, it does. It's good. You're all good. I'm just kind of like
Okay.
we're just kind of flavoring your excitement
Cool.
here. You're like just, and you get up and immediately you look around the room, and you're like all of the your shape changed. You can polymorph into a raven human hybrid, into a small raven, or back into your true form, which is what you are.
Boom.
Cool.
Duncan is just horrified and says, "God, I'm glad I didn't sign up for it."
Bright Nidra's face shines upon me.
What?
I guess she does. You feel okay?
Better.
Better? Do you need some healing spells?
I'll live.
Do you have any healing spells? I should.
Tell you who does.
Right,
This guy.
He does as well.
You should probably heal yourself, bud.
I'll
just-
just take a short rest.
Got
Are you
stabbed
gonna turn the time?
a lot.
No.
question.
Hmm.
What perks does doing that give him?
He's like, maybe I want to be a raven.
Chris is very interested.
But you're already
now.
a bird.
I know how. That's why I'm asking. What do I get out of this?
So here's the wonderful thing about being a dungeon master on camera.
Oh.
So, huh?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Are you not gonna tell me?
I
Probably not.
don't think that you get to know that information because you're not like a monster hunter.
true.
You're not particularly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't really prepare well
I would say. I mean,
For
he's.
being a raven
for
folk,
this.
no.
For
But
this
why would you?
journey.
I mean, I would say I'm probably gonna nerf him pretty good because that's just how this goes. But right now, I have no clue.
Not going to
Okay.
give me immunity to all non-magical damage.
No, that's gonna be straight up either maybe resistance if you're nice, but we'll see.
Oh.
It's much.
Plus, he doesn't have a relationship with the Mardikovs, right?
No.
No, he just did him a solid.
He offered.
Wait,
though.
No,
who's
no.
he?
The guy. Me.
Frizz doesn't
Oh,
have
Frizz,
a,
no, Frizz is
No.
not. Frizz is not.
so they're not even offering.
No,
it
there's
to
no
him.
offering. No.
Random bird
What?
guy.
They offered to the rest of us.
Might have been implied.
Yeah, well, we helped them out
Yeah, he said y'all.
in a southern drawl.
You want to get almost murdered?
It's true. Did I take
Yes.
more damage than you have hit points?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Like
try it once.
40.
You want to? Hold on. You're like
Hold
you
on.
step forward.
Hey,
Okay.
you guys think you could try on me?
I mean, he's a scientist. He'll do anything in the
Right.
name of science.
And he
So
he goes.
he's interested.
No.
What if I pay you?
How much?
Good question.
That's not how raven folk work.
I do have a mortgage you could pay off in exchange.
That's true. You are with us.
5 gold.
They're poor. 5 gold is 5 gold.
He has no context for these people. That's so beautiful. He just says, "No, I'm sorry you do not earn the gift. The fact that they even mentioned the feather and I've never met you, they're on thin ice as it is."
I would.
Understood.
I'm saying understood.
Oh.
That's
Well, it seems like you
Sorry.
all have plans and things to do now. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Good catching up.
Don't show the gift
Of course.
to anyone
Of course.
that will live to talk about it.
I then unpolymorph into my normal form.
You see this raven covered in feathers just mold and form into scales, and the green coloration take hold, and he's an alligator man as we once knew him.
And Duncan's just really off-put. Doesn't know how to feel about it, and is just taken aback. He doesn't know how to react.
What's interesting is that Shiv, make an insight check, not Shiv, sorry, make an insight check, Duncan.
Okay. Duncan's a little rattled.
What's the insight check?
6.
I mean, what's you know about a lot about about where individuals, and
Right.
so from a logistical D&D perspective, when a were creature transforms, they take on the alignment of their transformation. If that alignment happens to be evil, Shiv will go evil. A were raven's alignment transformation. Do you know?
Do you know?
It's
Do
not
I
something
know?
that it's not make now. Here we go. All right,
There
now
we
make
go.
a survival check.
there you go.
Nat 20.
You do know.
They turn into lawful good. He goes from I mean, you don't know his alignment, but he does whatever it is.
Got a general idea.
He's lawful evil. He's an evil person.
Sure.
He's transitioning into neutral, but, you know.
He's turning over a new leaf.
But
He's transitioning.
when he is a were-raven, he is technically a better person than he is when he is not.
Well, then Duncan, while understanding that, is still really just like because
What just happened?
He's like a freaky mutated
Yeah,
crow
he's a
person.
mutant now, yeah.
So I think Duncan's just a little stunned. Like this just happened.
As we leave, Shiv's going to look over and say to Duncan,
You've seen worse.
Yeah.
Give him a smile. Toothy grin.
Glad you're feeling better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday, you jerk.
Thought I was going to forget that? No.
All right, what do we do?
That would have been interesting.
Okay, so we have no real reason to go to the Wizard of Wines, right?
We can. I'd still like to go there just for the fun of it. But also,
Our characters don't.
we said we would.
We did
But
say
also-
we paid his mortgage.
No, we'll do that.
I mean,
We'll do that. We'll find enough.
Yeah, we'll find. I mean, I
But-
have enough gold as it is.
Yeah, I think,
gee
do we?
whiz.
Yeah.
Oh, because we took from.
Yeah, it's Thomas's gold.
Oh, yeah. We split that up.
How much gold did Thomas have?
How much gold did Thomas have?
Good question. I'm not going to see any of it because it's not rightfully mine.
No. If we split that,
I'm
I might have
curious.
enough on my own right now.
I mean, I have enough on my own right now without splitting it. No, did we agree to split it and I just wrote down the totals?
I mean, you wrote down the
Probably.
totals, but you probably could split it if you want. It's literally up to you guys.
He owed me
I
at
would
least,
say it was a somber moment. We
he owed
both
me at
knew
least
him.
$250.
At least 250. I'd say we split it. So I'll just give you half of everything. And so for you get 600 Electrum.
Yeah, I know.
What is that?
And you get 325 gold.
Good night.
They've been playing for a while.
Good. Man, you said
Well,
I was
Thomas was
wealthy.
already wealthy.
Yeah, Thomas was a rich boy as well. See.
Yeah, and Thomas's backstory did not even have time to be revealed. Like, it's just like he's
Just there.
I mean, my man is like the prince of like Nottingwood. Like, he's like living his dreams.
All right. So,
Now he's dead.
He's very not here.
with that knowledge, I
No longer with us.
did have enough to pay off their mortgage, and Shiv is going to go ahead and do that at the time.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Hand them 550 gold.
So you hand the Marticons 500 gold, which is of course then they
550.
all right. They bless you. Yep, thank you. They bless you with your gift, and you are all on your way. They say now with that they say, we are going to pack up our stuff, make the payment, and head back. When we
Rictavio will
can."
understand.
He certainly will. In fact, he said that he was hoping that it wasn't a permanent exchange when we were talking about these things. He seemed preoccupied with something.
Yes.
But I think that going forward, as a member of the Keepers of the Feather now, you will have to answer to some things that I might need of you.
Of course.
One of those things is I need you to deliver this to Morgantha.
Ah.
Morgana.
And he hands you a folded letter with a raven sealed on the front. And that's what we're going to pick up next time. Thank you. Man, we're just a bunch of dudes, aren't we, guys? We've had fun. I hope you had fun on tonight's episode of Crow's Curtain Call. And I'll see you next time.